Hi, it's Paul from Production Expert. In this video, we're taking a look at a new plugin from Accentize called DXRevive. This is an AI speech restoration tool dedicated to enriching the quality of dialogue recordings. This includes not only noise reduction, but also the identification and reintegration of missing frequency components, plus reverb reduction, elimination of codec artifacts from things like Skype or Zoom recordings, and seamless replacement of missing samples to address audio dropouts. Two versions of DXRevive are available, Standard and Pro. Let's start with the Standard version. As you can see, the interface is very straightforward. There's a mix knob, which is how you adjust the amount of processing, input and output level controls, and a bypass button. The interface is also resizable by dragging here. Let's give it a go. Okay, so I've got various pieces of audio in this session, all of which have their own unique problems. First one sounds like this.
So ASCO is a very unique opportunity where we get to gather as a community to understand what the latest is in cancer research. And I'm here really seizing the moment, immersing myself in the great science.
Let's just bypass it temporarily.
Readouts just over the last few days with Duo-O, with Adora OS,
back in.
with pan-tumor.
That's a lot better. Significant improvement there. Next one, let's take the processing back down to 0.
This program is highly specialized in the area of electronic music production and performance. And with that, you're going to look at everything from the historical and cultural context of the work that you're making through to...
That's a massive improvement once again. If you take a look at the waveform, the original audio is shown as an outline, and the processed audio is represented by the solid waveform.
At the beginning of the course, you'll be looking at things like performance technology, so you'll be learning Ableton Live.
That's a big improvement. Once again, quick A/B.
At the beginning of the course, you'll be looking at things like performance technology, so you'll be learning Ableton Live.
Excellent. Next one.
In this video, we're going to learn about dugongs, a marine mammal found in coastal tropical and subtropical waters of approximately 37 countries around the world.
And that's restored it to something much closer to a professional studio recording. On to the next one. This one has a very obvious visible problem there, which is horrendous hum.
99% of our work is Volkswagen because that's where the big market is. But we do Vitos and Sprinters and Crafters, you know, right up to sort of like motorhome conversions from.
Great, and of course you can process this with Audio Suite if you want to render it into the audio. Now we'll go on to this one, I think, thin and reverberant. It's exactly what the name suggests.
With almost every manufacturer represented from the world of commercial vehicles, there was plenty for visitors to look at.
So watch
and
this.
Whilst many will be coming back to check out a specific vehicle for their fleet or the company, you certainly wouldn't get bored here.
Let's do a quick A/B once again.
With almost every manufacturer represented from the world of commercial vehicles, there was plenty for visitors to look at. And whilst many will be coming back to check out a specific vehicle...
What a massive improvement that is, and it's so easy to accomplish. All I've done is adjust the percentage control. The next piece of audio has a high frequency whistle present in the recording, but also it's extremely thin. Sounds like this.
6. Why? What needs are satisfied by the SAP?
Now, ordinarily that would be very difficult or impossible to process to get it sounding like a high quality studio recording, but this is where DXRevive really shines. Take a listen.
6. Why? What needs are satisfied by the SAP? What will be different in the community once the SAP is complete?
Huge difference. Once again, let's do a comparison before and after.
6. Why? What needs are satisfied by the SAP? 6. Why? What needs are satisfied by the SAP? What will be different in the community once the SAP is complete?
It's restored the missing frequency content, eliminated the whistle, and also the reverberation. Next one, busy crowd sound. This was recorded in the lobby of a conference.
People will get connections across the organisation that don't currently exist. And as we get bigger, integration is critically important. Delegates can look forward to being inspired and stimulated by the range of ideas about what we can do.
Excellent. Let's move on to DXRevive Pro. In this version, you can see we have a slightly different interface. We can still control the amount of processing, of course. We've got the in and out gain controls along with the bypass button, but importantly, we can add multiple frequency bands, so we can process different frequency ranges independently of other ones. Let's take a listen to this in action. In fact, I'm just going to reset this to the default, actually, using the preset there, and play some of this audio.
I think it's something like 1 year or 2 years, 2-year project.
And looking at the
So we
waveform
will-
here,
we will see
you
at
can
the end
see
of it
that's where most
what,
of the energy lies. So I'm actually going to add 2 bands here. You can click above the frequency range area here, split the bands, and then I want to process the higher frequencies more than the lower frequencies. There is some other noise, so I will process it a little bit, but more so in the upper frequency ranges.
I think it's something like 1 year or 2 years, 2-year project. So we will see at the end of it what, I mean, the value.
Can you hear that ambulance? There's an ambulance coming in there. Let me bypass it.
I mean, the value of this.
Let's try and get rid of that a little bit more.
I mean, the value of this approach in terms of.
One very important point about DXRevive Pro, especially if you're a dialogue editor, you don't necessarily want the dialogue to sound as though it's been recorded behind a studio condenser mic. You might want to just reduce the noise, reduce the reverb, but retain its inherent character and frequency content. That's why I have more than one algorithm. You can see at the moment we've been processing it with Studio, which is basically the same algorithm that you find in DXRevive Standard. However, on top of that, we've also got Retain. With this one, it will leave the frequency content intact, but process it in other ways. Sounds like this.
I think it's something like 1 year or 2 years, 2-year project. So we will see at the end of it.
Here it is before.
I mean, the value of this approach in terms of.
And after.
You know, sparing fuel, sparing cars, you know, and other things.
So very natural sounding, excellent for processing dialogue. Let's take a look at one more example, which is this one. I'll just put it into bypass again.
Where we're relying solely on our skill and relying on.
Now, once again, in this example, it's probably best if I retain my 2 bands of processing because there were more problems in the higher frequencies. You can actually add several bands. You know, you can go here and you can choose 4 bands, or you can just add them in manually. Let's try with the existing settings and I'll just tweak it as necessary.
Where we're relying solely on our skill and relying on a certainty that we are going to make it and there is going to be.
I'm just going to put this on a loop.
Where we're relying solely on our skill and relying on a certainty that we are going to make it and there is going to be no other variable other than success.
Well, we've heard some fantastic results there from DXRevive and DXRevive Pro from Accentize. For more information, head over to the Production Expert blog or visit accentize.com. Thanks for watching.